On today's episode, I will be placing the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on the pop culture pedestal. And so, back in the US, as the 1987 series came to an end, the Ninja Turtles needed a new TV show, and it was decided that the next project would be a live-action TV series like the Power Rangers made by Saban and Fox Kids. Unfortunately, this was probably the lowest point in the Ninja Turtles history. Instead of the fourth movie, which I told you about in the last episode we did, we got this TV series instead. The Turtles look different than in the movies. The bandanas for one, they now covered the whole head, apart from maybe Raphael I think. They also saw fit to change the Ninja Turtles' weapons. Leonardo now only carries one sword in this, and Michelangelo now fights with tonfas instead of nunchucks. Now, as I mentioned in the last episode, there was plans to make a fourth Ninja Turtle movie, and in that movie they were going to introduce a fifth turtle called Kirby. Now, in this TV series, they did actually introduce a fifth turtle, but it didn't go down very well. The fifth turtle in this was called Venus de Milo, and she was a female Ninja Turtle, which was reluctantly given the go-ahead by Peter Laird, which would probably go on to prove to be a big mistake. Venus de Milo is possibly one of the biggest upsets about this series. She was not liked at all, and still to this day, she is considered to be one of the worst ever characters introduced into the Ninja Turtle franchise. Nobody really likes her, nobody at all. Now, in the TV series, Venus de Milo is sent to find the Ninja Turtles when her master dies. Apparently she was with the other four turtles on the day of their mutation, but she was taken to Japan and taught the mystical arts of the shinobi. Now, first of all, people hated her design. She was given a blue bandana, like Leo's. I'm not sure why she didn't get her own colour. Maybe pink would have been a good idea for a girl, maybe, or any different colour, yellow. But they give her the same colour of Leonardo. To make it different and to make her more girl-like, they actually braided the tail of the bandana, what comes down the shoulders. They braided it as if it was her. And probably perhaps the most laughable thing about this character is that they actually chose to give her turtle boobs on the front of her shell. Now, Venus was introduced into the show to be some kind of love interest for the Ninja Turtles. You can see that they're all pining over her. They've never met another female turtle before, so obviously they're all drooling over her. But the problem with this is they're all brothers, so does that mean that she's the sister as well? So this kind of plays with incest a little bit, and it gets a little bit weird and a little bit strange in that sense. So what they actually did, they actually changed the origin story, and so it was established that all the turtles were just Pet Shop Turtles, and they had never actually been related. They were not blood brothers. And of course, as you can guess, this idea was hated. None of the fans of Ninja Turtles liked this idea. They wanted them to be brothers, like they had been in the comic books and in the 1987 cartoon. And another thing that would be hated would be the costumes that they use in this TV series. Now, if you cast your mind back to the third film, if you thought those costumes were bad, you could be swayed into thinking they were actually acceptable compared to these ones that we got in this TV series. Take the animatronics for one. The animatronics in the faces were awful. The mouths rarely moved in sync with the audio. Master Splinter was now a man in a suit rather than a puppet, and he looked absolutely terrible. This all actually reminded me of the coming out of the Shell tour we covered earlier in another episode. The costumes were just as bad as they were for that show. Now, another negative, you didn't have any April, you didn't have Casey, or Shredder. Well, saying that, Shredder did actually appear in the very first episode, but his costume was absolutely terrible. And after that first episode, you never really see him again, which was probably a good thing. Now, when you're watching this series, you might actually recognise a few of the sets from some of the previous movies. And I say this because I am 95% sure that the turtle layer that they use in this TV series is the exact same one from the Ninja Turtles 2 and the Ninja Turtles 3. It looks like they've used a few of the set designs from the previous films and just recycled them into this TV series. But saying that, this could also be an indication that this TV series was a carry-on from the movies, like it's all set in the same universe and the story is just continuing from the movies over to the TV series. Or it could just simply be that they reused some of the old sets that were for some reason still standing ending. But I will say there is one more indication that this may be a continuation from the 3 films that came previously. Now, do you recall the scene in the first movie where Shredder kills Splinter's master and Splinter frees himself from the cage and jumps to his face and scratches at Shredder's face, but then Shredder slashes at Splinter's ear and cuts a little bit of his ear off? Well, if you look at Splinter's ear in the TV series, that slash on his ear still remains, so this is a indication that it is possibly a continuation from the movies. Now, like I said before, this TV series is generally hated. Not a lot of people like it. Probably one of the most interesting episodes in the series was a 2-parter which saw the Ninja Turtles universe and the Power Rangers universe collide. And we got a Turtles and Power Rangers crossover team-up episode. And I'm not going to lie, it was quite entertaining to see the Ninja Turtles and the Power Rangers cross paths. It was quite an entertaining episode. It wasn't great by any means, but it was interesting. Now, after 26 episodes, the Next Mutation TV series had come to an end, and it was ultimately cancelled, and it was probably for the best. After the Next Mutation, we would have to wait around 5 years before the Turtles would return to our screens, and when it did return, it was probably one of the best Ninja Turtle cartoons we have had even to this day. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2003 animated series.
Chain reaction, living underground. It's a shell of a time.